Get ready for chills and thrills at Hometown Haunts and Hops Horror Convention here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Join us for a spine-tingling day of horror-filled fun on October 28th at the Mayflower Brewing Company. Meet horror actor Matthew G. Taylor from Resident Evil and dive into a macabre world of cinema and literature. Sip on chilling brews, indulge in ghastly treats, and immerse yourself in a haunted atmosphere. Whether you're a horror buff or just seeking an unforgettable experience, Hometown Haunts and Hops has it all. Don't miss out on the eerie excitement. Secure your tickets now by heading on over to inebriart.com. Go to our events calendar, and in October you will find the link for Hometown Haunts and Hops, which is sponsored by HalloweenNewEngland.com. HalloweenNewEngland.com is the website for the truly Halloween obsessed, with the most extensive guides to New England haunted houses, ghost tours, classic horror film screenings, jack-o'-lantern festivals, haunted hayrides, and more. They've got all the thrills covered throughout September and October, with over 2,500 Halloween events on their events calendar and hundreds of local Halloween attractions. It's the only place you'll find everything from haunted history tours and costume contests to which haunts are open on Thursday nights. HalloweenNewEngland.com has your Halloween covered and is sponsoring Hometown Haunts and Hops this year.
Here.
We did, and some people on the show were pretty drunk last year from what I remember.
Yeah, like me?
I don't know, I meant me. I wasn't, I don't really remember the end of last year. It was very hazy.
The last thing, it was very blurry when they were like, the winner is Jacqueline Hall, and I was like, oh shit.
I think I remember you winning, but then you were trying to get everybody on.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember the conversations after.
No.
To the point where I'm like, I don't want to go back and listen, because then I'm going to be like, oh man.
So this is, where are we at? Is this your first beer, second, third?
This is my first.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm on my second beer.
A lunch and a little snack, because I didn't want to I wanted there to be a base.
I forgot to eat last year.
Yep.
Oh yeah, big mistake. Yep.
I had one chicken tender last year, so that's really what did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah. You can do that, bro.
Yeah.
But we're on Bar Talk.
Hi, Bar Talk.
And we're at the New World Tavern, and this is the second annual Plymouth Bartender Competition. I've been asked back again to judge, and I'm sitting here with two other judges.
What up, everyone?
The famous Cam from Bar Talk AI Cocktails.
AI Cocktails, a.k.a. fastest man in the pub.
Yep.
Facts.
Oh, that's right. Are you still undefeated?
Undefeated, 3-0.
Nice. And last year's defending champion, now turned judge, Baby Jac.
Holla!
So are we accepting bribes? How does this work?
We got some serious competition here. I will definitely take a bribe.
I only know 3 of the bartenders.
I'll take bribes in the form of eye winks. More eye winks, more likes. That's what I'll take.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I know the competition's changed up a little bit. Last year they had an obstacle course.
Right.
Which there were some shenanigans.
There were shenanigans.
Yeah, there was a little bit of drama last year.
A little handsy. A little handsy boys.
So I guess they're dropping that this year.
To avoid conflict.
That's
that's
too bad.
Kind of my favorite part.
Yeah, that was a highlight for me.
That was a good one.
Everybody, we were like, take 5, let's have a smoke break, everybody calm down.
Yeah.
Figure out penalties.
I'm sure Jess has something very comparable, though.
Yep. Last year, I gotta say, my biggest letdown last year was the mystery ingredient drink, because I don't feel like they were that weird. One person literally just had cranberry juice and vodka. It was something super simple.
Yeah.
And other people had really challenging ones, which I get was kind of part of the randomness, but you gotta throw something.
Yeah, someone had, I think it was Aubrey, had Jaeger and vodka.
Yeah.
And a bunch of really obscure things, and it ended up. I remember you saying it was not that bad.
Yeah, I don't remember any of them being terrible, but I just remember there was one that was oh, it's like a gin and tonic. It was
it was. That's what it was.
Was it?
It was my friend Haley who works at 1620 Wine Bar.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember mine.
And I'm not shitting on her. It was just like one of those like, oh, I'm a little disappointed.
Right.
That was the fun in it, is that it could either be this insane, obscure thing that you don't even know how to build, or it was like a vodka cran. But I remember mine was called the Grandpa's Cabinet or something.
Yours had a lot of liquor in it.
Yeah, Grandpa's Tobacco.
Grandpa's Cabinet.
Medicine cabinet.
Because it was gin. And my grandfather always drank gin. That was the first thing my mother ever got drunk off of.
Was gin?
Yep.
So I'm very excited because I felt like last year had the same vibes as pre-COVID arm wrestling competition.
Yeah.
Which was just like such a fun night. It's all like industry locals and everyone's having a great old time.
I was able to make it to the last arm wrestling competition, and that was an absolute blast.
So much fun.
So fun.
So I feel like this is going to be the new arm wrestling competition. I intend on leaving my car where it is and walking all the time.
Yeah. Very smart.
Yeah, that's proper.
Yeah. So.
I like this a lot because of all of the different bars that are in Plymouth and the surrounding area. An opportunity to kind of like just have that moment. All right, who can really throw down?
Yeah.
Who can really say they bartend hardcore?
And no shade to you, Baby Jac, but when like you looked at the lineup last year, if you just looked at bars and you're like, oh, the BBC's here, like you wouldn't think that would end up. No shade. I mean,
I'm not taking offense.
It's a dive bar, you know. You don't take fine cocktails at a dive bar.
Right, exactly, and that's why my grandpa's cabinet was not a fine cocktail. It was not a fine cocktail.
But I do remember your signature cocktail had a story.
Yes, it did. We called it. I renamed it actually. I called it Mr. Right.
Yes, you did.
And it was the first cocktail that Cameron ever made for me when we first started dating.
There were eye winks. There were eye winks involved.
Yeah.
And you guys are now engaged.
We are.
So obviously the cocktail worked.
It works.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
You better reserve that recipe.
Oh, I do. I actually used it in an interview recently.
Yeah.
I had to pass a bar exam, and the last cocktail I had to make was a custom.
Bar like BAR, like you're not
like I'm not
lawyer or a doctor.
Absolutely not. No,
it was a bartending exam.
A bartending exam.
Yes.
We had to make 5 cocktails. The last one I made, what Jacqueline was just describing, which was Mr. Right, otherwise known as a continental sour, a New York sour.
I remember it being good.
Made with port wine.
Yeah. Oh, port wine, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like hit you up for the recipe someday.
It's a really fun one.
You can really riff on that recipe a lot. I think when you made it with me, it had like Pinot Noir and whiskey.
It was Pinot Noir and silver tequila. We were calling it the Sayulita sour.
Yep. Yeah. So, but when I made it last year, I did port wine and Woodford.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's fun because you can a bunch of different ingredients can go into it.
Are we
beautiful too?
Hoping to have any specific cocktails tonight? I can't remember. We didn't drink all the cocktails. Did we share them last year? I totally.
You did. Each contestant made one cocktail.
I got drunk, but we would have been really drunk had we
each had one cocktail each. Yeah. No, it was one cocktail made by the one bartender that you all tried.
Oh, right.
Each.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, because I mean, like you said, like you weren't, I'm coming from the BBC where I do Bud Lights and vodka sodas all day.
Yep.
Doesn't mean I don't know how to make. Exactly.
Yeah.
Neutrals, we don't care. High noons.
Sorry.
False advertisement.
Sorry, I didn't. No neutrals.
But you would, I'm not expected to be able to make a great cocktail.
You make a phenomenal PBR.
I appreciate that. Point being is that like we have people coming from Brewster Bar now. That didn't exist last year.
Proof 22, which wasn't open, I think, last
year. They were
in
open. The competition last year, but they weren't even open.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Kogi is here.
Yep.
Which I can't remember if they were here last year or not. I feel like they were, but I don't remember.
We should probably have this information in front of us.
That's not how this podcast is.
No.
This podcast is not known for its information. So I think it's going to be, Hillary's going to be here.
Fun. I don't know that they were here last year.
Yeah, Amy was here last year.
Okay. Yep, that's right.
I remember Galway.
Who's in for the Galway? Do you know?
I don't know. It
was Aubrey was last year.
Yeah, it was someone I'd never heard of.
Right.
Fun.
But
nice. My cousin Taylor's going to be throwing it down. Cool. Or somebody representing Taylor in his bar. I love it. I'm happy about that.
Oh, wait, I have a list.
Wow, look at him.
All right.
All prepared.
I was trying to figure out who I could, like, harass for bribes.
What are you looking for cocktails? Like, do you want to see dry ice, Baby Jack? Like, what are you thinking?
Someone did some drives.
So that was
Dry ice
that
was
was
used
fun
last year.
Is that
So
a
we
lot
had a
of
whole
people-
potion set up last year, if I remember.
Oh, I think that was Aubrey. If memory serves, that was Aubrey. Okay, let's see. I have the official list. Megan from Proof 22.
She was in it last year.
Mariah from Brewster Bar.
Yep.
Is she blonde?
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Killian from New World. Amy from Pillar Pub. Jen from Tavern on the Wharf, who I feel like I'll know her if I see her. Wendy from Kogi. Lee from Galway.
Lee from
Oh,
Galway.
lovely.
Yeah. Might have Connie.
I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
Might have Connie. Oh, Connie from Shanty.
Yep. Connie from Shanty
I
just
don't know
did
her.
just say that she'll be here. You'll recognize Connie.
Yeah.
Yeah, great gal.
Oh, wait. No, I think I do know her. I'm just really bad with names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We'll get to this together.
Is that an all-female competition?
Killian?
Well, is Lee a male or female?
We don't know.
I don't know that. Let me see.
It very well could be an all-female competition.
It could be ladies' night.
And that is fun.
That is
I
awesome.
really enjoy that.
Who we have last year as male was Jimmy.
Jimmy Agnew.
Jimmy Agnew,
Yeah.
and I will
Agnew.
say that I saw Jimmy Agnew walk in the door, and I was like, oh, well, there goes the whole competition. He wins everything.
But not true. He didn't perform very well at all with a couple of the competitions, right?
He might have had a couple before he started
Yeah.
here, yeah.
Jimmy is
Shout out to Jimmy.
like, you could be in Botswana at a bar and be like, I'm from Plymouth, and they'd be like, do you know Jimmy Agnew?
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Have you seen that the bar he works for in Nantucket made koozies that
Yes.
say, thank God Jimmy Agnew is here?
Yep.
I want one.
We were in
great.
Nantucket
I would love that.
doing like research for the scavenger hunt, and so we were like shooting shit with one of the bartenders, being like, "What are local spots that we should send people to for the scavenger hunt?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Where are you guys from?" He's like, "Plymouth." He's like, "You know Jimmy Agnew?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking know Jimmy."
Of course we know
It
It
Jimmy
was
Agnew.
like the,
Mayor of
it
Plymouth?
wasn't like,
Of course.
"Have you been to Plymouth Rock?" It was, "Do you know Jimmy Agnew?" Jimmy Agnew, less disappointing than Plymouth Rock.
Significant.
Oh, significantly. Oh my God. Can't even compare.
Also,
Shout out Jimmy, we love you.
Also, was on the first episode of Bar Talk.
Really?
He was?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a way to start.
It was Jimmy Agnew and Matt Hennessy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
boys.
Matt in a long time.
I see him fairly regularly. Good
Shout out Rod and Rail.
Yeah,
Shout out
Rod
Rod
and
and
Rail
Rail.
is fire.
Great donuts.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
do the
donuts.
donuts there, just because I'm a fat guy and I don't need more donuts in my life.
You value life over donuts. This
Yeah,
is good.
Yeah. Beer and pizza is another story.
I was gonna
That's
say,
a night
I mean,
lifestyle.
I'm just not a donut guy. Like, they're good. I've had them, but
I've been a donut guy all my life, and then I bit into chocolate frosted that, like, told me that I had a cavity in my front tooth. I haven't really been like friendly towards donuts
Yeah.
since. You know,
Yeah,
Get a little
that'll
chip
do
on your
it.
seething
shoulder.
pain.
You get
Yeah.
a chip on your shoulder that you ended up
got a
with
chip in my
cavity. It's
tooth.
the donut's fault.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Brutal.
Fucking donut.
And I miss my chocolate frosted, baby, so much.
Yeah.
But
why I chew
looks
with the
like
side.
people are filtering in,
Yeah.
and I think we're getting started in like half an hour. So probably gonna try and get some other bartenders on here.
I mean, we
to
could
rock,
just sit here
baby.
the whole time.
I mean, we can.
We could talk
'cause I'm-
more.
I mean, Fish got to edit this shit. I don't know.
Where is Fish?
Fish is in New Bedford running an event.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Little divide and conquer action.
Well, like we had the event set up, and then I was asked, and I'm like, "Fish, you're on your own. I'm gonna go drink." Bye.
Yeah.
But we did an event this weekend at East Regiment in Salem. Little tiny, I shouldn't say little tiny, but a smaller brewery that doesn't like distribute or whatever. And good for them. We went up with 11 tickets sold. It was a dogleg painting. They had a Dachshund rescue. It was fucking insane. We did like almost 40 people. And to the point they're like, "You need help." I'm like, "You guys need to buy your tickets in advance so I know what I'm walking into."
Yeah.
But I almost ran out of some paints. I almost ran out of canvases. It was crazy.
Fun.
And I'm like, because I was supposed to be there 3 to 6. And I'm like, "Oh man, like it has to be like 5:30." And I look, I'm like, "Or I've been here an hour."
Oh shit!
Wow.
Because it was just that like go
So
go
when
go
you
go
say
go
a
go go.
dog lick,
Yeah, describe the
painting?
event a little bit more
Yeah.
for us, dog.
Okay, so we work with 67 Degrees Brewery in Franklin, and
Can't keep up with all these degrees.
they're
Seriously,
everywhere.
every
Yeah,
single
the number thing has to go. I'm not a fan.
What's 67 degrees? Is that the temperature they brew their
Temperature.
lagers at?
Yeah.
Fucking get over yourself.
Oh,
They're
My
good
bad.
people.
I'm
They're
sure.
good
I'm
people.
sure. No hate.
So, but I don't want the name. So they opened a beer garden at the Rentham Outlet. And they're like, we want an event, but we can't have any glassware. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you want us to do. And she's like, well, can you do dog painting? And I'm like, you want me to paint dogs? And she's like, no. You take the canvas and you put the paint on the canvas. You put the canvas in a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag. And you put the paint on the bag. And the dog, the peanut butter on the bag. And the dog licks the peanut butter off and paints the paint. And
Okay.
I'm like, well, you just told me how to do it, so sure. And I told Brewery 44 about it, and they're like, we want it too. So we did Rentham on a Saturday, Brewery 44 on a Sunday, and we did 43 dogs in 2 days.
wow.
So many puppies.
And we ran out of peanut butter. And it was like 96 degrees, and some guy's like, I can go to Shaw Street. I'm like, I'm all set. It's really hot
Yeah, you're
out.
like, I'm actually fucking over
You're like the 44th dog. I love dogs, but I just want to sit down and have a beer.
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
felt kind of the same way
Wow.
in Salem Sunday, where I was just like, I'm kind of glad I'm running out of stuff because this was
Yeah.
insane.
That sounds like a really fun event.
Yeah, people like dogs.
I like dogs.
Sure.
I like dogs too.
Big dog guy.
You like dogs?
Love dogs.
Dogs. Dogs.
Poppers.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun. It was a good event. And I feel weird when I'm like walking through Walmart with 2 giant things of peanut butter. I'm like, please don't ask me what I'm doing. Please don't ask me what I'm doing. Please don't ask me what I'm doing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When you
That's a
said
lot of peanut butter. I'm like, well, I have these dogs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, no.
You
it's
just
not
be
gonna-
like licking your lips as you're walking through Stop and Shop. Over your shoulder, people wearing. Make it extra creepy.
So,
that sounds like a good idea though.
people dig it. Yeah? So,
Fun.
don't steal not my idea. And everyone's like, this is a really good idea. I'm like, I wish you came up with it.
It's yours.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
I can't claim it.
Well, run with it and make a mill off it.
I made some good money this weekend.
Good.
Let's go. So what's going on at BBC tonight? Who's running? Or who's usually what's
Trevor, aka Chugga McNuts.
Chugging McNuts?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, Chugga McNuts, Trucker McButts, Mr.
Okay.
McNutt, and he'll say that's my father.
Okay.
You know, we have the whole.
I'm more than
The
lazy. I
apathetic
just call him
candidate.
Trev.
That's,
Trev
yeah,
dog.
that will suffice. He will
Yeah.
answer to that. Yes, Trevor's at the bar. I couldn't get any of my kids to come compete here tonight. I'm pretty upset about it, but they're humble kids.
Yeah.
They didn't want to show off how
They didn't wanna
amazing
show
they are.
off, yeah.
And because if they were going to enter, they would obviously win.
Yeah.
And then everyone in
You have to
town
give the other bars
would
chances.
say that it's fixed. So
Yeah.
you know what? I hung up my hat and
I have to
said,
say
I'm a judge.
that was one of the issues with the arm wrestling competition is it became super serious, and people are like, that guy is a ringer. If
Yeah.
you've ever seen a ringer,
As with any
Yeah.
competition,
and like
He doesn't work at
he's
Main
worked our
Street.
restaurant for 2 days.
yeah, of course. And I think the last arm wrestling competition, because I was in it, made it to the second round. The woman who beat me, I think it was Sarah from Mayflower's sister who beat me,
Oh, okay.
beat the shit out of me,
Yeah?
like fucking
Smashed your hand.
Not a chance.
quickly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really? Oh,
yeah.
she works out.
She got me good.
Yeah.
She got me good. Cheers, kudos. But everyone was so competitive with it, and I think the last competition, everyone was like, no bouncers. I don't
Yep.
think bouncers.
Yeah,
Because the
the
one before was
bouncer
almost all
qualifier.
Yeah, of course.
And then there was someone there like, no, he works in the kitchen, and everyone's like, bullshit, he does.
Brick shithouse.
Yeah, he was massive. But I also don't think he won. It was now I'm trying to remember who won the last one. It was There were several guys that were like, that guy.
Well, now I'm feeling
massive.
like if you do a competition like that, you have to bracket it to the different positions. You have a bouncer competition, a front of house competition, and a kitchen competition.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to all the
People here all damn
dishwashers
day.
that are like landscapers in the morning,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. I mean,
who definitely want to throw their friend through a wall
yeah.
in some arm wrestling.
And I always like to give Jordan shit. Like, he's always got the ringer with Michelle,
Yeah.
who used to do, like, semi-professional arm wrestling.
I can see that with
She's a horse
Michelle.
girl. She's
Yeah.
a monster.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
We were just with Michelle.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah.
I remember. So that competition, I started at BBC in 2019. So that competition was my first couple months in
Oh,
downtown
really?
Hood. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll enter. And everyone was an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Carl and Jordan were taking their shirts off.
Yeah, that happens almost every year.
Carl made me write something on his bare body with a Sharpie.
Oh, was
So-
it something like, I hate Jordan and
Yeah.
Brian
Right
sucks
over his belly,
too or
right over his
something?
belly.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah, I
was.
remember
And
that.
I wrote that.
Yep.
It was not a mistake that he chose me.
You're not traumatized or anything?
I think I've suppressed a lot of it.
It was initiation.
Weird
Yeah.
thing. You're the second person on this podcast who's written on Carl's bare chest.
Can I ask who the other person was?
Chef Brian Duffy of Bar Rescue.
Wow.
Oh,
Now
wait.
that's an interesting place to
Yeah.
be cited
Yeah.
next to. An interesting person
I'd
to
like
have your
shake
name.
that poor man's hand.
When we went to Vegas, like we finished the podcast with him, and he's like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you guys?" And we're like, "I feel like we should go the other way around." But yeah. And next thing I know, Carl has a Sharpie in his hand and like peeling his Hawaiian shirt open. And Duffy just takes one look at him, grabs his Sharpie, and just goes to town.
Nice, dude.
And then Carl's texting us like the next day, like, "How long does this stuff take to wash off?" We're like, "A few days."
Carl, you
He's
mean
so
you're not
old, he
keeping
doesn't
it
even
on
know
you
how
for
Sharpies
the
work.
rest of your life? That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, wow. Champ and record holder with Chef Brian Duffy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, your CBC's like.
Is
Yeah,
that
not
like,
there.
you know, in Game of Thrones when they're like, baby of House Jack, writer of Carl's,
chest.
winner of bartending competition,
Yeah, yeah.
judge,
The many epithets.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's good to collect those.
Yeah.
chugger of
Like
Guinness.
what would be your best epitaph? Epitaph?
Epithet. I think fastest guy in the pub is
That was actually
the one I'm
really
most
good.
proud of.
Yeah,
Definitely the one I'm most proud of.
he's a fast one.
That's what I got.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
Every guy likes when their girlfriend says that about him.
Fast. On the streets and in the sheets.
yeah,
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know if I have a bar-related title.
maker of puppy lick.
Puppy licking art.
I don't like how
Yeah.
long you paused.
Communal bard of Plymouth.
Sounds
Yeah.
like disease.
Leaving that bard, man.
All right, well,
Thank you for having us.
yeah. I mean, you guys are always welcome on the show.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
Love talking to you, buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, and so we're gonna save some time on this for other people, whoever I get drunk and drag over here.
Sounds like fun.
When I get drunk and
Are we
drag
gonna-
them, I feel like if I get drunk, no, let's cut that
This is
part
good.
out. That
This is
sounded bad.
good. Are we gonna have like a highlight reel? We're gonna pull people off for random like play-by-plays.
I will probably try to get all the bartenders at some point, which is what I did last time, but I feel like it's tough because right now they're not tipsy enough to be a good interview.
Yeah, that's how I feel about myself right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're fine. You're a natural.
she is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, how you
Does
guys
a lot of
are.
podcasts. Here's another question for you: is this knockout style tournament, or everybody's in every single round until the end?
I think everyone's in every single round.
Until the end.
Again, I don't remember a lot of last year, partly because I was just here for the fun. The other part of
I think that's a fun turn, though.
knockout.
Knockout
yeah.
style.
Yeah, that could be really interesting.
That's
I
what do it, put on,
definitely
like, Top Chef.
100% would not have won last year if that's how it went.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because they start with like this weird
Cocktail knowledge.
cocktail knowledge thing.
Which was very hard. I mean, as
The Harvey
I mean,
Wallbanger.
Yeah,
people
as
struggled
somebody-
with that last year.
Yeah, that fucked everybody up. I only know one guy who I just met recently who's like, the Harvey Wallbanger is my like staple. That's my like That's my business card kind of cocktail.
Interesting.
Calling card.
Calling card?
Yeah.
What was the one that you guys Aura? It's coming back. You said you go through like 6 bottles a week. This is like a month and a half ago when we recorded the AI episode.
Yeah. Aperol, yes. Yeah, for the Aperol Spritz.
Still have never had one.
For the paper plane cocktail.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like one of those old school kind of like...
Aperol Spritz is fun.
Yeah?
It's
it is
definitely like a
amazing.
brunch cocktail.
Yeah.
We're
In
gonna be
2017,
recording
Imbibe
Halloween
voted it.
episode very soon. So.
I told you the only way I would go back on the show is if I was paired with Jeff Rosen.
You can with Jeff Rosen probably if he's free.
Oh yeah, I do have an in with Jeff Rosen.
I know.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
a guy. I know a guy
I'd
who knows
love
a
to
guy.
meet him.
I was just
Yeah.
having dinner with
Yeah.
him last night.
Yeah.
I heard he's great.
He's
Heard
a
he's
guy.
hung.
You heard he's hung?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah, and every
Oh.
Tuesday,
I mean, he keeps trying to
Well,
show
you
me
seem
just
to know him
walks
so
about
well.
naked.
I wasn't sure what the
Jesus
relationship was.
said I know him. I know you know him too.
I don't know. I feel like I could get to know him better on the Bar Talk podcast.
Everybody got to know Jeff better on the bar.
I'm sure.
We always get reports back the next day being like, wow, you guys were pretty banged up. After he was on, everyone's like, wow, Jeff was really banged up.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't exist. But it still has one of my all-time favorite lines on the show.
What is it?
It was the Vegas episode, and he was talking about wanting to like shave a line in his eyebrow or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "That's it. Someone get a razor. Someone shave my eyebrows right now." It's one of my favorites.
He would let you too.
Yeah, I've heard
I'm
him
sure
talk
he would.
about it before, his eyebrow, how he wants to just put like a little line in it.
Yeah,
He really talks about that.
I used to do that.
he's been
and I
doing
regretted
well
it
on the
every
Bar
time.
Talk TikTok.
I just would fuck my eyebrows up. Anywho,
Anyhow. All right, we're gonna go.
thank you for having us.
All right,
We'll
bye.
be back.
We'll talk later.
Love you, bud. Hurries.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all the local ones, I think. And I think Dirty Water's up there too. Yeah. So we're here with Brenna Bean from the Pillory. But have you been on the podcast before?
A long time ago. I did it with Matt and Dan Mahoney when we were
The
at.
episode was called "Taking Home the Bartender."
Yes, that's exactly what it
I
was.
can't believe I remember that. So Brenna is our fellow judge tonight. We just finished the mystery drink round. There were some definite winners and some definite good attempts.
They tried very
They
hard.
They did not have great ingredients.
No.
But what one jumped out?
Honestly, I think Lee's. Lee's was really good with
Yeah.
the cucumber with all her ingredients.
It wasn't really my jam. I do like sweeter stuff. Like I thought the one that was like Bailey's and was super sweet.
Yeah, see, that's not me at all.
But
I'm
I
already
like-
sweet enough.
But I wouldn't drink a lot of that. But I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was hard.
I
Like,
feel like the one that surprised me was the most. It was the very first one. Was the one that was the cranberry, but tasted like a strawberry cream.
oh yeah, the candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I feel like it just went progressively downhill as we went.
Yeah. There was some real
The
tragic.
Red Bull. The Red Bull is just
Every drink. I think every drink had Red Bull or Driver.
driver boot. Yeah, exactly.
Not great.
No, but it's alright.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Jameson.
Yes. So our next round is a Jameson sponsored round where it's all old fashions.
Yes, they can choose from 4 different ones.
Yep.
They can do Black Barrel, Jameson Orange, Jameson Culver, or then regular Jameson.
Yeah. And a variety of bitters. So looking forward to it. Oh shit! I think they already need us up there. It wasn't much of a break. Sorry, liver.
We tried.
Yeah. All right, thanks, bro.
No problem.
All right, welcome back to the par talk.
Start over.
All right. I'm sure Fish will edit that part out.
No, we won't.
Welcome back to the Bar Talk podcast, a podcast where we talk about bar life. And we're here with, I'm Andy. We're here with Dan Mahone. I'm drinking soda.
I know.
I think that's the problem.
I know.
Jesus, I'm so much better when I'm drunk.
But he's like, well, I don't like this. Alcohol.
Reject.
Wrong sugars.
But if you are not already familiar with those voices, it's Dan Mahoney of Stats of South Boston
Sup?
and Jess Hamill of New World Tavern.
Hello.
And with us still is Neil Rogers of Bar Tips.
Hey, how are we all doing?
So you joined us last episode. So this is kind of coming in mid-episode. I'm not sure how Fish is going to lay this out because I'll just make it his problem.
We don't care.
But we were just at the Plymouth Bar. What's the
Take over, Jess. Words are hard for Andy today.
The second annual Plymouth Bartending Contest.
See, I was just a judge, man.
Yeah, you were just a sloppy judge.
Yeah, so we started to record there, and either you are going to or just heard a couple interviews we did with the judges there. But there was a lot of alcohol, and I made a professional decision that it wasn't in my best interest to continue recording. So I figured we'd do like a little recap and then maybe some Q&A at the end of this. So
I'm gonna pretend like I was there.
Okay.
You should have been there.
Dan
Well,
Mahoney
some
won.
of us had to move to a new apartment because their girlfriend decided they were moving a month earlier, and she didn't want to pack until the day before.
I didn't know you moved.
Yeah.
You still in Plymouth?
Nope.
Oh.
No shit.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm 5 minutes away.
yeah.
I can't walk here anymore.
Right, that's
Bummer.
true.
So, Jess, tell us about what is it? Who won?
Yeah, so the Plymouth Bartending Competition, again, it was the second year that we did it. I decided to do it last year as kind of a way to bring the industry people all together when sometimes we don't have a chance to hang out because we're all working, and then make it a fun event. So we have 5 contests. Drink knowledge, mystery cocktail where they basically have to roll a dice and like there's a whole list of liquors and mixers and
No,
all
there's
sorts
vermouth and Red Bull.
I know.
That is all.
Look, last year it happened too where people kept getting like Jaeger or something and I was like, and then we had drink sliding contests, as everyone's always wanted to slide a beer glass down the bar and see how far they could get it without going over. And then we did the best old fashioned that was sponsored by Jameson, and then we did the best cocktail, which was the biggest thing of the evening, and they get to bring in whatever they want. They can make garnishes, they can make their own simple syrups, their own bitters, their own liquor, whatever they want to do, they can bring or make or whatever, and then they can present the best cocktail that they have, no one have.
And that's got like showmanship in it.
Yeah, like all sorts of, like I think name was one of them, like if they come up with a clever name or, the way they make it in front of you, in front of the judges, it's all scored with different levels of it involved. But it was really fun. It was really good. We did it last year, and it was kind of a trial run. But we did have that entire podcast episode from last year, so go back and listen to how progressively Andy gets drunker and drunker.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
and you'll
can we
understand
get?
why he's stuck.
Yeah,
Exactly, yes.
It's like, hey, can we ply you with a bunch of free alcohol and then ask you to record a podcast?
I think we had an intervention after last year's episode with Andy, so I think that's why he had to stop.
Yeah,
That's why I'm drinking soda.
Yeah. Well, not that kind of intervention.
Yeah. No, it was only a half intervention.
I think it's the second drunkest I've ever been on a podcast.
What, the first competition?
Yeah.
What do you think your drunkest were? And then I'll tell you.
My drunkest that I think was, so it's early on. I'm trying to remember. I think it was an old Colony cast.
I do remember
It might have been an
episode.
inebriar. It was at the Hop Fest at Memorial Hall.
Okay.
We had already recorded the Food and Wine Expo. So I'm like, I'm going to go hungry because there was a bunch of food and it was really good. And we showed up, and a now defunct barbecue place had little shot glasses of pulled pork, and that was all the food. Also, the weekend before, I had broken my ankle. So I had literally had like a painkiller, which was probably like an extra strength Tylenol, or an extra strength Tylenol. John, his last name's escaped me. He works for Widowmaker now.
John Payton.
Yes.
at the time worked for Lord Hobo.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he walked by our table, he put down 2 cans of boom sauce. And Fish doesn't drink beer, let alone something super hoppy IPA.
Yeah.
I was hammered. To the point where it came to the first break, and Fish just turns to me and goes, "You need to eat something right now." Like, you're not buying from me? Oh, there's grilled cheese outside. Let's get grilled cheese. Yeah. Like, I listened back to it one time, like a year later, and I'm like,
oh, boy.
Maybe we should take that down.
So I haven't heard that episode.
You should.
So here's my rankings.
Okay.
Ranking number 1 is the first time we recorded at Jess's house,
Ah, yes.
where you were all too drunk to be on a podcast.
That was the Bub's Pub.
Oh, yeah.
that was
I remember
a good
this
one.
sound mics.
I remember
It's like
Jordan
little-
quitting right after that.
Yeah,
I
did.
see why.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
then Lashes.
Yeah, I
Bartending
forgot
Competition.
about that.
Yeah.
All right, so those are probably the top 3. I forgot about that.
Hell yeah.
I got to go back
That
and
was a
listen to
good
that
one.
Yeah,
That was a
remember
good
fucking
one.
being on
No,
that
We've recorded so many podcasts, I forgot
I know.
we did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
entirely forgot we
That's
did that.
so
Because I'm
fun.
like, I didn't drink when we recorded day drinking.
That was
Yeah, no, it
probably
was-
the only one of the podcasts that I turned off, not because of audio quality.
Just because we were all
I
bunch
was
of
like,
idiots.
dude, I'm just getting PTSD from being at work. That's all it is like just drunk people
Who
rambling
the hell
about
was
nothing.
on that?
It was Vicky, Jordan, me, you.
Vicky Lynch?
Yep.
Yep.
And then Fish, who chimed in a few times, and Matt.
And then Matt, who was like, I don't want to talk.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
about it, but let me tell you about this, and this.
So we didn't mic him, and then he kept talking.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
I do remember
Yeah.
it. but-
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. That was a good time. But
Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to go back.
I was gonna say,
I'm not
go
gonna
back and listen to all these.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back and listen to that.
But yeah, so I felt bad that we couldn't really get a full episode recorded at the bartending competition last week, but
It
just
just
was
wasn't
so
laid out
fast.
to, yeah.
Yeah,
And then by the time the last drink was done, yes, I was pretty lit.
but also everybody, I think,
Everyone
it just
was
had
gone.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think everybody was like, okay, it's been however many hours.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be
hours.
tough to do for you to judge, record, try to walk in one
Right.
place because that's
I have
hard
a
for you
really
to do.
hard job, Dan. Thank you for noticing how difficult my job is.
Fish has a really hard
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, the fish has to make it make sense.
Yeah,
He
that's
just puts the recorder in your pocket and says, "Go, Andy."
It's not untrue.
But yeah, it was fun. We had 8 bartenders compete. Most of them were veteran bartenders, and only one newbie who ended up being the winner.
Oh, she's new at bartending?
I think she's fairly new at bartending.
New bar, too.
New bar, new
Yeah.
bartender.
Tell the listener.
The Brewster Bar, which about 2 doors down from us. And
Yeah.
her name is Mariah, and she was very nervous about entering. She kept asking questions like prior to, and she'd be like, "Well, what about this? What about that?" They stopped in, they took a look at the bar, they did all this stuff. I'm like, "Wow, you're pretty committed," which is pretty cool. And then she was like, she was nervous the whole night, and then came down to the points, and she ended up being the winner.
How close?
It was
points?
off. No, it was not 5 points. It was off by 10 points. And Connie from the Shandy Rose came in second.
Yeah.
She was short by 10 points, and I feel bad because if she had gotten her 10 points from the drink slide, they would have been tied. Like, literally, they
Why
would
didn't she get her 10 points?
because it fell off the bar. She slid it and she was in the 10-point range,
Yeah.
and then it fell off the bar. So she got 0 points.
Yep, that's horseshoes,
Hey, that's-
man.
Yeah,
I know.
that's how it works.
I was like, oh my god. So if she had gotten that, there literally would have been a tie.
What was your tiebreaker going to be? Who could beat Andy up?
The tiebreaker was going to be who could
not gonna-
roll
they'd
a
both be
certain
able to.
amount of silverware blindfolded, like in time.
All right.
Time
Oh,
span.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to see that.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that was the tiebreaker. Either that or we were going to maybe do a pour test, but I think that the silverware rolling was
That'd been more
what
fun.
we were going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connie made like a tiki drink.
Yeah. That was
That was
really
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
And Carl had already left.
I know, right? I know.
The one time
The
he wants to
one
be there or
time,
something.
right? Yeah. And she got a really nice video of her cocktail.
Yeah.
Which was nice. And then actually have to reach out to them, but somebody from Tavern on the Wharf / Proof 22 had a photographer there. And they were taking pictures all night.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is awesome because, I'm so busy. I can't take pictures or videos. And I think Matt had taken a video of, the room at one point. And, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, I didn't get any pictures. I didn't.
It's so tough when you're running something.
I totally forgot about that. The Brewster Bar got a nice video of the announcement of her winning. And, so...
I get some pictures I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
They're not of that.
That's just in general.
They're just random pictures.
They're dick pics, actually.
His dog.
My dog's dick
I thought you said say dong.
All right.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to next year. So, here's a question I saw online. This isn't even from a specific person, but I'm like, this is a great question.
Uh-huh.
A lot of bars have the bar section that you kind of lift up to walk through. What do you call that?
The service station? I don't know. The bar entrance?
I haven't seen one of those in forever.
I know.
Was it Luciosa's has one?
Doesn't mean
nope, they don't anymore.
Oh, they don't anymore?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, they haven't for a while. Where you flop it back down?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't had that in a while because
Really?
I think they every bar realized how much of a pain in the ass that thing is.
Yeah, it really makes sense.
BBC and Cedarville had it for a long time. They got rid of it.
We had one BBC in Framingham.
Yep.
I think Danvers, and I ripped the fuck out.
It's really useless because no one.
It really is. It's
no one should ever sit there.
And it's not even a place to sit. I feel like it's just a place to put stuff. But then when you need to get through, then you got to move the stuff, and then you got to lift the. It's just
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through all of the bars in my head right now in town and think and I don't know what the hell it would be called.
Do you have an answer?
I don't. I just thought that was interesting because I've seen.
If you saw it online, is there a comment that someone's posted that says?
I didn't look.
Yeah,
I didn't follow up to see the comments.
He's bringing nothing
bar.
to the table.
No, I was just
a bar bridge,
I thought
a drawbridge.
Yeah, I like bar bridge. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah,
all right, bar bridge. All right. That's just me. Thought it was an interesting question. Bonnie Young, do you guys split tips with your trainees or wait until they're on their own?
We do it so you get 3 or 4 training shifts. Your first couple you don't get tipped out, and then your last shift you'll get a partial tip out.
What was the question?
Do you split tips with trainees, or do you do they have to be kind of on their own before they?
I agree with Mahoney. But if there's a situation, I know that there's been I've been on the receiving end, and the other end is if there's a night where you're just slammed and you basically don't end up training that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're fuck, well, sorry, here you go, here's throw to the wolves. Then usually they'll throw them some money. Maybe not necessarily split the tips with them, depending on how long they were pretty much on their own. But
yeah,
I mean, when you're training, you get full hourly pay, minimum wage, so you don't get tips. It's just about learning what you're doing. It's not waiting on people to make tips, per se.
All
But
right.
yeah,
It's free labor.
I feel like this one.
everyone's training all the time.
I feel like this one. Neil will be able to chime in on.
Because Carl isn't here.
Anyone?
Right.
I feel like Carl's just no, next question.
Yeah, that's true.
Ricardo Gomez. Anyone struggling with surfers whose body language is terrible? It's a weird thing to bring up and keep them conscious of, but it sets a tone for the customer interaction. So how do you...
It's called resting bitch face.
Well, it is.
It is.
How
I know.
do you...
I have it. I'm well aware.
Attitude, aptitude, and appearance.
Yeah.
What's your attitude?
Right.
You can wear it on your sleeve.
Yeah.
How did you come to work?
Yeah. But if you have someone that's struggling with kind of off-putting...
so if you're a manager and your bartender has an off-putting appearance, attitude, body language, how do you address that?
I think. I mean,
Don't tell them to smile. I know that.
Well, I think it's a symbiotic relationship. What you're looking for,
Right.
right? You're looking for, and again, that's in the hospitality happiness chapter of the book, and that is, if you smile at somebody or greet somebody properly, you're going to get something back from that. Now, the customer may be having the bad day, and you're not going to bat 1,000. But when I talk to a group about the importance of a proper greeting, I said, okay, just the next time you take a walk, say hello to everybody you meet.
Yeah.
Good morning. How are you? How's your day? Have a great day, whatever that may be. And again, you're not going to bat 1,000, but that feedback you will get for them will change your attitude.
But what if it's not even necessarily communication? Like you said, like it's like body language. Like there's times when I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm so focused on what I'm doing, my face is resting bitch face, and I don't mean to. I'm not.
Or you're just in a rush, and someone's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And you're like, "Yeah. What do you need?"
Well, and
it's not even like
even
you're not.
If you don't have to say a word, and someone just looks at you and just they're like, "Oh, that person's in a bad mood." Like you haven't even had to say anything. You haven't, and I try to be aware about it as much as I can, but like so focused on what I'm doing, you know. And when I was even today, like if I'm working in the back bar and I'm just like I'm in the zone and I'm just like my laser eyes, I'm focused and I'm whatever, and they're like, "You all right? You good?" I'm like, and then when I stop and finally do talk to somebody, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine," and I have a huge smile on my face because I am fine. But it's the body language. It's definitely difficult because I know when people are busy, they're more focused on not what they look like, but what they're doing.
Yeah,
correct.
You know, which is the important thing. Like you shouldn't have to care about what you look like when you're just running over there to get a table, like bust a table, and It's like, but people do pay attention to that, and so it's like maybe you just address it in a way that it's like, hey, because I know sometimes people think that there's this wall between the edge of the bar and where the customer sits and where you are, but there's not. They can hear everything you're saying, they can see everything that you're doing.
I've been to a bar in Boston. And I remember looking out there, and I looked to my friend, I'm like, all three of these bartenders hate each other right now.
Yeah.
Without them saying a word.
Yeah.
I was like, they're miserable back there. And this place is bumping, like it's packed, like they should be pumped that they're like couldn't be more miserable.
Yeah.
And it's whether they hate each other, I don't know what it was.
And so much is like customer perception that like if you went up, I'm going to mention cell phones just because it's very easy.
Yeah, that's...
where a customer can be like, oh, that bartender was on their phone the entire time.
Right.
And it could have been that they texted the person who was supposed to be there 20 minutes ago being like, where are you?
Yeah.
And they keep looking at their phone being like, when am I going to get a response? They're not necessarily on their phone. Yeah. They're handling business, but it's just like...
Perfect example is the exact same type of situation this past weekend. Bridget, the bar manager, was talking to one of the bartenders about, okay, hey, like it's starting to slow down. We're going to get you out of here. Okay, so she's starting to go through like the side work that she needs to do to get out of here. And there was a customer at the bar that said, well, he was just a dick in general, I guess. There was more to it than this. But
Neil's right here, man.
And he had said, you guys, all you did is talk to each other behind the bar. You don't even like da-da-da-da. And Bridget's like, I'm so sorry, like we weren't intentionally ignoring you. I was just talking to her because it's time for her to go, and I'm going through what I need her to do before she leaves, and like, I'm sorry if you felt like we were ignoring you, which again, the guy was a dick anyway. And you're right, it's like, people see it and they'll perceive whatever they want. It doesn't matter what's really happening, so it's better, it's good to try and be aware of what you're doing and saying, because everyone can see it, especially if you're sitting at a bar and like you're staring directly at you.
And like Neil said, organization. Like if you're if it's cluttered back there and they're not going to see clutter, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, it's dirty."
Yeah, 100%. Which is like if they're super busy and they take a dirty plate and they put it over there and it's for everybody to see, it's like, why is that dirty plate there? Like, where else is dirty that they don't care about what it looks like? Could it be the kitchen? Could it be the bathrooms? Could it be... And their mind starts to wander because that's all they have to do is sit there and watch you and drink. Like, But
does Andy watch?
Yeah.
Just you, Dan.
That's why I moved.
Was that a compliment?
I think it was.
I think it might have been.
Damn it. Chris Dominguez. What comes first, family or work?
It depends if you like your family.
And it depends if you like your work. I mean, family always does come first. But I think in certain situations you don't completely disregard your work because of your family. So, like, if you have a family emergency, you should at least have the common wherewithal to get a hold of your employer for whatever reason. So maybe it might not be right away, but like eventually. Like, there's been situations where someone like, oh, my son got sent to the hospital. I gotta go to the hospital, and like we hear about it, maybe an hour after they were supposed to be there. But now I know, and okay, like I hope everything's fine. But like there's been times when people were like, oh, well, my son was in the hospital, so I couldn't get a hold of you, and that was like 4 days later. And I'm like, you had 4 days to get a hold of me, so I'm sorry, but we never. It's like it. Obviously, family is first, but at least have some regard for the fact that you may be missing out on work because of your family, and at least let them know.
Yeah,
It's a very broad question.
It is.
So
I know.
without context, I don't have a
and
correct answer.
I also feel like it's very much about balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when your dog of 15 years passes away and you call out of work, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're like going to call out of work and be like, my son's pet hamster died today, be like, throw it in a shoebox, man. I still can see you. Like, I don't care. Like, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Your aunt passes away, yeah. Your 17th removed cousin passes away. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is situational, but, I mean...
Like you said, balance is key.
Yeah. And I also think that COVID, again, we'll use the BC, the AC.
Yeah.
Go back to last episode.
Like, it put a lot of people's perspective of value on, like, into light. So, you know what I mean? Like, people who maybe normally wouldn't have been like, well, I can't go to the hospital because I gotta go to work, and like da-da-da-da. And they'd be like scared to do it before, whereas now they're like value things differently.
Or even just
because
simple,
of
I'm
COVID.
sick, but I still need to go to work. And
Right.
now it's like, I'm sick, and
And
work's
I
like, please
can't-
don't come to work.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
literally, yeah. Like, I mean,
Neil,
plenty of places.
how do
Well,
you
Neil,
find
you know
your
how do you
life
find
in
work
this
balance?
Well, we work. My wife and I work together.
Which
We are-
can almost be harder because
yeah.
when you're having your normal family time, not to turn and start to discuss business. Like,
Yeah, we're pretty
that's-
cool with that, though.
Yeah.
We separate it. It's when it's over, it's over. And I've been doing it I am the original guy that worked out of his house.
Yeah.
I've been a rep out of my house for 37 years. I'm the original high deductible guy, having independent insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when people say, "Oh, my deductible was at $3,000," oh no, kidding, mine at 12, and have been forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So, but no, we come down here. So we leave our house in Nashua and come down here. So which kind of separates the worlds.
Mhm.
We still work from here.
Yeah.
We can put up the laptops and get going. But yeah, and the kids are all gone. And we still hang out together. We're all together over the weekend in Boston. So, but yeah, we
I'm just hitting that stage where my kids are adults and we're going to concerts together and
nice.
it's
Keg stands.
not yet. No,
They didn't want to hold your feet again
Yeah.
for the last
I
time.
feel like you're heavy. I'm like, I get it.
Well, Cam was here all summer at
Yeah.
our place. He
Yeah.
lives in D.C., but he was here. Well, let's just say my tabs are a lot less.
Now that he's
Now
gone
that
back.
Cam's
yeah,
gone
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But he's my buddy, and it's
Yeah.
like, can't wait to get down there. We come down here, or go to the water, or
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just a different dynamic. I really enjoy it. All right. Anyone else experience insane amounts of credit card disputes, specifically from orders placed from pickup online? And you do the
like
online
a DoorDash
thing. Yeah.
or maybe something, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I actually feel like it's been less.
Yeah, I
in the
feel like it
last
goes in
few
waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
also don't deal with it, so it could be. We could get it all the time.
so we've just recently had a few chargebacks, and we use Eventbrite
Yeah.
to sell our tickets,
Yeah.
which is now it's completely out of your control.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's basically like once that chargeback comes in, I'm like, oh, we're losing that money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've really seen any like influx or anything like
Yeah.
that in credit card disputes.
Maybe your restaurant's up to something shady.
No, maybe we're just doing what we're supposed to do.
No,
Yeah, no, but theirs.
Oh, theirs.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm like,
yeah, not you.
I was like, what the fuck?
No, I don't think
We know they're up to something shady. Carl's here.
I know, right? Come on.
Sorry. I organize things in a new way, and it's supposed to make it easier,
okay.
and
that
it's kind
sounds
of
like it's not easier.
Some of these are old questions.
Okay, ask away.
Like him, who cares?
All right, let's go with this one. Hey everyone, I'm thinking about opening for Super Bowl Sunday. We're usually closed on Sundays. What do I need to know? How much does it cost to play the Super Bowl?
Well, I know you're not a sports guy, but this isn't an old question because it happens every year.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, but when that came in, trust me, it was like...
we're now closer to the next Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The last one.
This was probably like our last January question.
He said how much it costs. To,
Yeah.
It costs $0
Yeah, it's free.
to launch
Unless you don't
to
have
show the
TVs.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then in that case, you got to buy a TV, and then I don't know.
Get cable.
Yeah.
But if they're not... I mean,
I guess it depends, like, what kind of place it is. Because, say, if we were closed on a Sunday, we would never open for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's just not
Because then
the
you have
place
to,
that we
like,
are.
let people know that not only are you open for the Super Bowl, that you're open on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like people, fly down plays here on Sundays.
Right.
So you're
That's it.
coming for
Right.
Sundays. So you have that built-in clientele that are going to
Yeah.
be here. I don't feel like football game. I've never been in a bar that has been busy because of a football game.
Well,
So I feel like people
I'm glad you showed up.
I'm just saying. Like
Because I am running off 5 hours of sleep because of football.
Yeah.
So-
it's. I feel like people watch him at home.
I think Super Bowl parties are a very at-home thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like almost like a function thing. So like, if someone wanted to have it out and about, they'd be like, hey, I want to have a Super Bowl party, and you have a private room, we can watch like whatever, which is very rare. But yeah,
I would only open for Super Bowl Sunday if you're not open if your team is in the Super Bowl.
true.
But
Yeah.
besides that, if it's two random teams, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
They're usually not random. It's usually like the top 2 teams.
Well, like random.
Yeah.
You know something about sports, Andy?
I
Wow.
saw a guy throw a football yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look
It was
at you.
fish.
It was Taylor
And,
Swift.
and he threw it to the wrong guy. The guy in the red caught it and he wasn't supposed to.
Oh.
So
okay.
I love being the guy who doesn't know enough about sports because you nudge the guy who's really upset and go, isn't someone supposed to stop him from doing that?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
For the
unless
Super Bowl.
it's your
So-
team. Or you're in the city of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
it all
Yeah,
depends
I
on
could
what
see
kind of
both,
place you
yeah.
are, where you are.
If you're in
Yeah.
the middle of Ohio and it's two Los Angeles teams playing, probably not.
No
Yeah.
one cares. Yeah. Jay Ryan, is anyone accepting crypto for payments?
Oh God, here we go. Crypto. Is that still around?
It's around. I don't think anyone's...
It's not. Because I feel like when Bitcoin and crypto first came out, like you could see it kind of starting to pop up everywhere. Like, we accept Bitcoin. A Bitcoin ATM is here.
yeah.
I saw the
And
ATMs, but I
now-
don't know if I ever saw anyone accepting Bitcoin.
I saw
that
some
wasn't
people
sketchy.
post about it, but it always, like, it's so volatile that it's just like, oh, I sold a baked potato today for $80, and then 20 minutes later it's worth 12 cents. You know?
Yeah,
it's...
Nope.
Yeah.
Stay away. Stay away from Bitcoin.
So, but I think with the either previously heard or about to be heard section on the Bartender Championship, it's time for last call. I don't know where Fish is going to put that.
That's not your problem.
No, I'm just going to like send them both files and be like, figure it out.
Here you go.
Bye. So this is the part of the show where we go around, we plug whatever we want, and today we're going to start with Jess Hamill.
No.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't fucking know at this point. I feel like we've talked about everything. Go watch your local sports team, professional or not.
There you go.
There you go. Little kids like to get rooted by their friends and family as well,
Yeah,
right?
You should gamble on little kids.
Yes, definitely do that. Yeah. Okay, I'm with that one. Gamble on your children, people.
And
Let's
somehow
make a little
that's still-
side hustle out of this.
If there's
still
not
not,
a guy taking bets in the stands, you be that guy.
Yes. Yep.
Somehow
how
that's
you
not
make
even
friends.
Dan's plug. Dan, what do you got?
Do you guys just ever convince yourself that you have some random sickness? Like, I woke up today, my foot hurt. I'm like, do I have gout? I don't even know what gout
Oh my
is.
God! Yes. Like 2
I'm
weeks ago.
Pretty sure I don't have gout.
That exact same
But,
thing. My knee's been bothering me because
Are
I
you
was
supposed to
walking
drink
funny
like
for.
pomegranate juice if you have
I
gout?
fucking know nothing
Sure.
about gout, Jess, except for that your foot
Did you
hurts.
Google gout yet?
Nope.
All right.
I just live my
Google
life.
the gout.
And I don't go to the doctor when something's really wrong. I don't know if I gotta look up something that might just definitely not the
WebMD, you have
case.
cancer.
Yeah.
I literally had that exact thing.
Really?
Like my foot was hurting, and I'm like, "Is this gout?"
Yeah, don't know anything about
Yeah.
gout except for my foot hurts
Yeah.
if I have it.
I'm sure you do now.
That's
you can just put
ridiculous.
that into the universe.
Whatever. Fuck it. Not gonna do anything about it.
Neil,
Chop your foot off.
Yeah.
what do you got to promote?
Well, we can still promote the book. Why
That's
You
why
know.
we ask.
not? And so, yes, Bar Tips is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all the major places. And it's a simple book of simple concepts that will help your business and your personal life.
I will promote the Thanksgiving Day parade. Is only right around the corner.
No, it's not.
As is the Eli Roth movie about. There's a horror movie coming out about
about-
pilgrims
yeah.
and Thanksgiving.
Oh, is that the
Wasn't
one that
that-
was supposed to be
It was
filmed today?
supposed
But
to be
everyone's
filmed
like,
here.
we don't like money, so
Yeah.
film it in the
Yes,
town
and it's supposed to be
based
coming out
on.
this year. So
Wasn't that like 7 years ago?
something like
That
that.
was a long time.
DC, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? PC.
But go check out the parade because I can't promote a movie. I just remembered
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, Writer's Strike. Don't go see that movie. Sorry.
I know people keep liking the
I don't know.
event
By
on
the time this comes
Facebook.
out, might be over.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But just in case it's not,
Yeah.
go to the Thanksgiving Day parade. It's a lot of fun. Grab your
it's
breakfast at New World Tavern.
Yes.
Don't get up from your bar stool because then Carl yells at you because he's like, "Oh, I just figured I wouldn't have to wait on anybody." I'm like, "Why would I stay then?"
Come see Third Left. They're playing
Yep.
2 to 5 in the back.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite days to be in Plymouth.
It's my
It's
favorite day not to be in.
Yeah, it's not.
I just get to walk downtown, hang out, and drink. and
It's
I
every day
literally
of your
have
life.
never done that on parade day.
it's so much fun.
Literally,
I did.
I've never.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, and then I was like,
Literally,
"This is
I've never.
enough for me."
Because I've either been in it or I've worked it.
You've been in the parade.
Yeah, like
She
high
was
school
the
marching band.
girl that walked the horse.
Oh.
Yeah,
She did
I
the
was the one
dancing horse
shoveling
thing.
the
Yeah.
shit, the
Yeah.
horse shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy it because
I
I don't
don't.
have to deal with the.
Everyone's
put Andy to
liking.
work
Everyone's
that day.
liking the event on Facebook. I'm like, can I have an unlike button, please? Because I don't want to like the fact that I'm going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
You'll like it at the
12,
end.
13, 14,
You'll like
15,
it the next
16.
day.
No, I'll be sleeping the next day. So I'll like it 2 days later when I'm awake
Yeah, you're
from
gonna be
my
down
nap.
for the parade.
Oh, I plan on it.
Nice.
Yeah. We have a little time in our backyard. We got a band.
Yeah. same.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to that guy's house. Go to Neil's house.
Great promotions for your business, Jess.
Oh, wait.
Come here. Go to that guy's house.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Neil, you're from the North Shore. Roast beef sandwiches or pizzas?
North Shore or South Shore? Or not so sure? Yeah.
He said North Shore.
confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
North Shore.
I'm kidding.
North
Well, it was Kelly's. All the way.
But which is better, the sandwiches or the pizza?
I would go
For the North
sandwiches.
Shore?
Yeah, it's the only time I ever get someone on my side in this podcast. 'cause no one north comes down here. So
I don't think I've ever had
So
North Shore.
I was up there 2 weeks ago, I think.
Where?
And Salem.
okay.
And a buddy of mine's like, "Oh, next time you're up there," he's like, "You got to go to Nick's Roast Beef," which weirdly I had been by there 100 times when I was going to school. But and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." So then I'm at Nick's in line, and I'm texting him like, "I'm supposed to ask for like some sort of sex act?" And he's like, "No, it's a 3-way." And I'm like, "That's it."
You should just
Like, thank God you texted me back before I got up
What is
to.
this, Pizzagate? What are you...
So you can follow us on our social medias at Bar Talk Cast or email us at bartalkcast@gmail.com with your questions, and we will probably
Not answer them.
not.
Oh no, I'm kind of disappointed. We've answered a lot of questions.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll address them. Whether it's a
Okay.
good answer or not is debatable.
That sounds good.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.